YouTube family, thank you for joining me once again. I greatly appreciate it. My name is RillSheed, or my channel's name is RillSheed, but you can just call me Sheed, okay? And I hope everyone's doing well. And if not, then I sincerely hope that things get better for you very soon, okay? Welcome to episode two of Mental Health Mondays that is ironically being released on a Tuesday. And on today's agenda, we're talking about grief. Okay, now this is a very broad topic, but given the time that I'm releasing this video, I thought we should narrow the scope of this topic. And I thought I should be a bit more specific by talking about grief during the holiday season. All right. Now, the last 2 years, specifically 2020 and 2021, have been unkind to many of us. Okay. For some of us, it has been downright brutal. Right. And I'm not exempt from that. 2021 in particular was very rough for me. And for many of us, this is our first or second holiday season without one or more of our loved ones being physically present. All right. Now, this time of year can be very tough when grieving the loss of a loved one who we're used to celebrating holidays and traditions with. But I'm here to provide some tips to help you navigate through the holiday season while grieving. And it may not be you. It may be someone else. It may be a friend. It may be another relative who you don't speak to that often, who's still having a difficult time with grief during the holiday season. And if that's the case, I want you to pass this information and pass this video on to them. Now, whether you have experienced grief or not, okay, whether you've experienced grief or not, there's one thing that I want you to understand. I want you to understand that loss is a part of life and that we all experience grief. Every single one of us, because it's a natural and necessary response to loss, and everyone experiences grief in their own way. There's no right or wrong way to grieve. So I want you, if there's anything you're going to take from this today, take that with you. So let's start by defining grief. So what is grief? What is grief? We felt grief before, okay? We've heard the word before. So let's define it, all right? Grief is a natural response to loss, as I stated in the introduction. It is the deep sorrow and or acute pain that we feel that accompanies loss, particularly the loss of someone or something living that has died to which a bond or affection was formed. Now, this can include family members, this can include friends, this can include someone you idolize or admire, or this can even include a pet. Now, grief may be compounded by feelings of guilt or confusion when it follows the loss of a loved one, and grief can absolutely be traumatic. I'm going to say that again. Grief can absolutely be traumatic. But did you know that grief is not just limited to the loss of a loved one? Any loss can cause grief, including divorce or ending of a relationship, including the loss of a friendship, including the losing of a job or financial stability, including loss of a cherished dream, and also loss of physical health and abilities. These are just a few. There's a very long and exhaustive list of things that can cause grief, but I just want to throw some other ones out there and make sure that you know that it's not just tied to losing someone. Let's move on. So let's get into the 10 tips to cope with grief during the holidays. And the first one that I have here is trust the process. Trust the process. No, I am not Joel Embiid.
Trust the process.
Instead, I am asking you to trust the process of grieving. Trust the process. Time alone does not heal the pain associated with loss. I'm going to say this again. Time alone does not heal the pain associated with loss. What we do with that time is what really matters, okay? What we do with that time is what really matters. Grief is a process of healing and it's inevitable. So rather than trying to escape and trying to avoid it, try leaning into it and letting yourself experience the pain. Now, I know how this sounds. It sounds counterintuitive. Most of us, when we experience discomfort or when we experience pain, the first thing that many of us want to do is avoid it. We want to escape and run in the other direction. I get it. But doing this, meaning leaning into it, actually helps you feel better in the long run. So avoiding the pain associated with loss only prolongs it. Things will get better, but only if you allow yourself to experience the grief of going through the holidays without your loved one. And if you need help navigating your grief, I'm going to say this again, if you need help navigating your grief, then please reach out to a therapist or a mental health professional for assistance. There is no shame in it, okay? Please do that. Tip number 2, plan ahead of time. Look, man, anticipation over how difficult the holidays will be is often a lot worse than the actual event. My people with anxiety, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So while Thanksgiving dinner may only last, let's say, a couple of hours or days for some families like mine, you could easily spend the entire month dreading it. Create a simple plan for how you'll get through the holidays to avoid stretching out your anguish. That's number 2. Tip number 3, do not neglect your body. Do not neglect your physical form. Try your best to continue getting appropriate sleep, appropriate nutrition, and appropriate hydration. This also includes exercise. Let's not forget about that. And if exercise is not built into your daily routine, then this may be a good time to consider beginning to make some changes to help you heal and feel better. Number 4 on the list, schedule your downtime. Man, it's so easy to get caught up in the whirlwind in the holidays when they finally start approaching, okay? Especially if you traditionally have many items on your to-do list. So remember to take time out for yourself because your mental health and your self-care is extremely important and you shouldn't neglect it. Treat yourself, whether it's taking time out to play video games or participate in a hobby, go to the gym, watch a series on Netflix or read a book. Or here's a novel idea. You can enjoy a day of doing absolutely nothing, okay? Which, contrary to popular belief, is actually something. But the bottom line is schedule your downtime and remember to treat yourself. Number 5 on our list is establish healthy boundaries. Don't feel that you have to force yourself to face every holiday event or tradition. And if participating in holiday traditions or events are likely to bring about too many painful memories to bear, it's okay to say no, thank you. It is perfectly fine for you to say no, thank you, okay? Other people may try persuading you to participate. In fact, I almost guarantee that they will. So expect it. But just remember that you are not obligated to try pleasing everyone. It's okay to establish healthy boundaries, and it is okay to say no, thank you. You know, one of my favorite quotes comes from my sister. And one thing that she says is, it's okay to not be okay. And that takes us into number 6 on the list. Allow yourself to feel and understand that it's okay to feel a wide range of emotions that the holidays can and usually do bring when grieving the loss of a loved one. You'll likely feel happiness, sadness, remorse, etc., all within a short time span. And that's okay. That's normal. That's expected. But whatever you feel, allow yourself to feel those emotions without judging yourself and forcing yourself to be happy or forcing yourself to laugh. It is okay to not be okay. Number 7 on the list, find ways to honor your memories. Now, if you're up for it, and only if you're up for it, because you may not be, and that's okay, try creating a special way to memorialize the person who you've lost. It can be a tangible reminder that although they are gone, the love for them and the memory or memories of them are not gone, okay? So this is a real quick one to throw in there at number 7. Next up on the list is number 8, practice compassion through communication. This one is very critical, I believe, because many of us traditionally spend the holidays with family and or friends, which means that you'll be spending the holidays with others who are also affected by the same loss, okay? Do your best to try and avoid misunderstandings or hurt feelings or even awkward moments by trying to speak with each family member about how they're doing and what they need. Some family may crave the company of family, while others may just want to be alone and may just want to be left alone for the moment. Regardless, this may be a great time to check the proverbial temperature in the room and of the family and of the event, the holiday, and see how each family member is doing, okay? Spending time talking to your family and listening to how your family is doing can go a long way to further facilitate healing and promote a safe space during the holidays. At number 9, we have do something for others. Now, this may not be for everybody. And listen, everything on this list will not be an effective coping strategy for coping with grief during the holidays, but this will work for some people, and some people will find success with this. But performing acts of kindness can actually work wonders for a grieving person's spirit, because even when you're in the midst of grief, you still have so much to offer the world. You still have so much to offer. So donating gifts to families in need, serving meals at a shelter, or volunteering to help people in a nursing home, things like this can absolutely help you to cope through your grief and work through your grief during the holiday season. At number 10 on the list, we have reflect on your traditions. Now, I think that most of us will find some utility in this last one, number 10, because when we lose someone who was a significant part of our holiday memories, traditions are typically either continued or modified or archived. So feel free to facilitate a discussion to those close to you to decide if there are any traditions that you wish to put aside for now, or if there are new ones that you wish to establish in your loved one's memory and honor. All right, so I know I said 10, but I actually have another one, okay? I actually have another one. So we have a bonus item, and the bonus item is focus on what you can control. Listen, you can't control going to the grocery store and hearing Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You" while shopping for the ingredients to your cheese sandwich and hummus dip for tomorrow's struggle lunch, okay? You can't control that. That's out of your control. You can't help seeing Christmas lights and decorations while on the road going from point A to point B and back. But there are things that you can control to lessen the pain and heartache that accompanies grief, especially during the holidays. Things like shopping for presents online only, or limiting your time on social media so you don't come across as many holiday posts on social media. These are just a couple examples of things that you can do to assert some control over the quote unquote holiday spirit, all right? But also keep in mind, I also want you to keep in mind, this is very important, that life goes on for other people. So try to also remain understanding if other people are happy to celebrate this year. Understand? I really hope that you found this video helpful. And if not, I hope you pass on this video to someone else who will find the information included in this video helpful. So make sure you like the video, make sure you leave your thoughts or comments below, and also hit that subscribe button. All right, don't ignore me. I'm gonna give you time right now. You better hit that subscribe button, okay? And turn on notifications so you can stay up to date whenever I post a new video. Listen, I didn't go too in depth today about the symptoms related to grief. I didn't go too in depth about the stages of grief, nor did I go in depth about the ways that grief can have a physical impact on us. I didn't go into those things today because I really wanted to focus and target 10 different ways that we can cope with grief during the holidays. I really want to stay on target, okay? However, in the future, I will be making videos on each one of those. And I'll also be making a video talking about my personal journey in dealing with and coping with grief, specifically during these holidays, okay? So I want you to follow me on Instagram at RillSheed. And until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and I'll see you then, okay? Peace.